So Splatoon 3 once again is bringing back one of the best parts of Splatoon in my opinion, the Splatfest. I love these things and it gives everybody a chance to compete for different teams, and this time around there's 3 teams to compete for, which makes it even more exciting in my opinion. So far with Splatoon 3 and its Splatfest, I'm not super excited about them right now, and I see there being definitely potential problems with how it works. So first off, Splatoon 3 Splatfests are still fun. I want to make that clear. I still have a lot of fun playing these and always, grinding the entire weekend and just getting my Super C snails as high as they can go, and also using this time to play around with weapons that maybe I'm not super familiar with, because I'm always playing ranked and always, going try hard, being sweaty with the same 2 or 3 weapons. This gives me the chance to play with a whole bunch of different people of different ranks with different weapons, and I love that. It's just a different feeling, it's a different vibe, and all the stages are at night, so it actually is a different vibe, a different theme going on, and this is still one of the best parts of Splatoon in my opinion. So what's the problem here? Well, I think the problem is it's just feeling like Splatfest over and over again. The same things that we've been doing from Splatoon 1 and even Splatoon 2, and in my opinion this feels like it's taken a step back from Splatoon 2 with how these Splatfests work and the extra modes this time that make it unique. The new main big mode this time around is the Tri-Color Turf War, which pits 3 teams against each other. The team in first has 4 people in the middle, and then the 2 other teams have 2 each on the sides that come to rush the middle, and they have to get this little rocket thing that helps them to paint their side more or something like that. I'm still not 100% sure how that works, but yeah, it's a 2v2v4, and this can be chaotic fun at its finest. I actually really like this, and it's something that I've found pretty different and unique to have this many teams on the field at once. It's something that I've wanted to see from Splatoon for a very long time, as it's working its way to eventually having even more than 8 people on the field at once. This is the step in the right direction I felt they needed to take. But the problem with this mode, the number one problem with this mode, is the fact that it's never chosen. So within the first Splatfest, my team was Rock, so I think maybe this is the reason, but I didn't know that I guess if your team is winning, you can't choose to play Tri-Color Turf War. It's a random thing, which is annoying. So it only happens, I think, at the second half or at the end of the Splatfest, and you can choose to play that mode, but you can't choose it, I guess, if your team is in first place. You just have to get it randomly, which means I probably played, I think, over like 50, 100, maybe even 200 games towards the end of the Splatfest with my friends, and we got Tri-Color Turf War maybe, and I'm seriously with this, maybe 2 times. That is abysmal. And also, if I'm not mistaken, even if you choose Tri-Color Turf War, it doesn't mean you're going to get it either. It's just like, maybe we'll put you in it, there's a higher chance. Because I remember during the original Splatfest, which was the beta Splatfest, I literally hardly got it then, and I was choosing to play that specific mode. This is just not good. This is something to get people in and playing towards the end and get people excited to play a new game mode and something new within this game. If we really can't have access to the big brand new feature, it kind of just comes off as a bland normal Splatfest. There's nothing really unique about it at all. Splatoon 2 had these weird Twilight Zones where they had these new stages called Shifty stations, and each Splatfest you got a new one which had a really cool gimmick to them. Some of them would move, like the entire stage would open and close up, and some of them had little tanks that you could get in and shoot people. Some of them had ink lines and ink rails. There's a whole bunch of different stuff like that. Some of them have one of those roll-up ink mats that you could swim up. It was so cool because, every Splatfest you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know what these stages were going to be like, and it kept it fresh. I also just feel like this new Tri-Color Turf War, it's fun, and it's going to be fun for a little while longer, but I feel like eventually after a couple months, it's going to get old. It's not going to be that fun compared to these really cool gimmicks that they've added to these stages. It looked like they took story mode elements and just threw them into multiplayer, which is what people have been asking for so long. Something else that I've noticed is it seems like these Tri-Color Turf Wars only take place on one particular stage during that Splatfest. At least for me, that's what I felt. Maybe it's just because I haven't played a lot of them because I've only gotten 2 games, but I've always felt like I was on the same exact stage and there's only like one specific stage they pick each Splatfest to have that. And that's just not fun. I don't know, to me it just feels like they kind of missed the mark with this Splatfest thing, and I hope it gets better. I hope there's more things they can add and, maybe even bring back these Shifty stations later on, because this was such a great idea and I love this. It always made each Splatfest feel interesting and something to look forward to, but this time we have to wait for the end of a Splatfest in order to play this mode, and we have to even wait and hope that we're not in first place so that we can choose this mode, and then even when we choose this mode, we have to hope they actually let us play this mode. There's a lot of things going into this, and it's just just kind of disappointing that this is how, you know, this Splatfest this time around is going. I don't even feel like that's the end of it, because I have another complaint which I don't hear a lot of people talking about. Maybe it's just me, but please explain this to me a little bit more, because I don't understand it. So just like before, the very first thing it adds up is votes, whoever voted for what the most, and you get 10 points for that. And then it shows you who played the best between the open mode and the pro mode, and for some reason open gets more points, so, you know, Rock got 15 points and Paper got 10 points for winning pro, which is okay, I get that. Then of course they add those points up and then you get your winner and the runner up, which makes sense, that's what we've done before. But for some reason now, and I think it's because now that we have 3 teams, there's always going to be a team that has 0 points, I feel like. Now there might be some that are a lot closer than this, but through the 2 Splatfests we both had, there was always a team with 0 points. It does look like they're trying to change up what the stats are each time around. For instance, this time they were counting conch shells. Team Fun was the one to get the most. Then they moved on to who got the most votes, and Team Gear completely devastated everybody else with the most votes, but once again they only get 10 points for this, so it's a little bit balanced because of that. And then of course they threw on Clout, which is who did the best, and Gear won the open and Fun won the pro. Once again, I don't know why one's 15 points and one's only 10. I don't know if I like that. They should both be 10 points. With this new sneak peek category, I guess is going to change every week. They add all of that up together, and of course we have our winner where Team Gear won with 25 points, and then obviously Team Fun with 20, but once again, Team Grub, 0 points. I know it's probably not going to be like this every time. I hope not. And I know that there's not much else they can do with the method. I like what they're doing with the point system and stuff. I mean, it seems like it's pretty solid. The problem is, imagine spending almost the entire weekend grinding the Splatfest for sea snails and stuff, and then you wake up to find out not only did your team come in last, but they got 0 points. It makes it feel like everything you did was like nothing. Like you didn't contribute to this Splatfest whatsoever. I just think having 0 points on the board is just a weird way of showing that team's results, and I feel like they could go about it in a little bit of a different way. I don't know, I feel like especially younger kids are gonna be like, wow, we didn't get a single point. I'm not gonna be grinding as much as I did last time. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but to me that seems a little off. I've seen some other things online of people saying that, you know, the votes, for instance, is always going to be skewed a certain way because no one likes Fry, which that could actually be the case eventually. You know, I'm not sure right now, it's impossible to say, but yeah, if we start seeing a trend where Fry never wins the votes, it's going to be kind of scary out. I don't think that's the case, though. I think it really just depends on what, you know, category they give Fry. I feel like if it's a really decent category, she will get the most votes eventually. But yeah, I definitely think it comes down to what the category is, because let's face it, I don't think people are just strictly avoiding Fry no matter what the choice is, unless people have that much of a hatred over a in-game character. That's kind of insane. But hopefully that's not the case, because there's not much they can do about that. The character's already made, and yeah. I still think these Splatfests are a lot of fun. It's fun to have 3 options now to really make it even more interesting. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Splatfest in Splatoon 3. Do you like them? Do you like the Shifty stations better in Splatoon 2? Did you somehow like Splatoon 1 better? Did it just give more nostalgia off? Let me know in the comments. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.